ALG really saved me. I put all of my success on joining this group. People constantly checking in saved me.
I made so many friends with people that I've never met, but I feel incredibly close to, and I consider them family.
It really is a family. It is a place where you can just be yourself and there is no judgment. There is no shame. You are so welcome there.
Nobody has to be in this alone. Everybody is either going through or has gone through the same thing at one point.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to the ALG podcast. If you're listening to this on the day of drop, then happy Friday to you. Really quick at the top of the show before we bring on today's guest, if you could please 5-star rate and review the podcast. We love to read those reviews, and we want to see those 5-star ratings. So if you could please do that, we really appreciate it. And if you're looking to support the podcast, you could do that by saving 20% off your next Redcon order. For the highest state of readiness, go to redcon1.com and use promo code T20JARPS. That's T20 JARPS
JARPS.
for 20. Yeah, JARPS for 20% your whole order. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, my name is John Arpino, otherwise known as JARPS Journey, and I am joined alongside today my partner in crime, David Roden, otherwise known as Fit_D-Rock, and today we have a very special guest.
One of my favorites. I don't even know this podcast hasn't even started yet, but I gotta say, Doug, I mean, I'm a little biased right now.
David, I have to say, if you fuck up my fucking intro one more fucking time, I'm not doing this podcast anymore. I'm really tired of it.
What was that?
I go on a fucking roll, and then you just want to no one wants to hear your voice in the beginning. Okay?
Is that what the reviews say?
Yeah. That's what the DMs say.
That's what the DMs say. Oh shit. Okay.
Anyway, today we have a very special guest. My man, the one and only, the Dougified Dougie Fresh.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, Billy boy?
Not much.
How you doing today?
Every day.
I feel you, Pop.
Living the dream.
You living the dream? You ready to fuck with David this whole entire podcast?
The whole time.
All right, good.
I feel like it's gonna be a 2-on-1 this entire time.
Oh, it's always probably a 2-on-1. So anyway, guys, if you are not aware of Doug is a inspiration to myself. I know he's an inspiration to David, and he's an inspiration to the ALG community on the community call each and every Wednesday night. Doug, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, a little bit of background, your dating profile.
My fans only, or only fans.
Yeah.
And my Tinder, whatever that is. My chicken tender profile. Okay.
My chicken tender profile.
Whatever. But I'm Doug. I'm in North Carolina. And but yeah.
Very nice.
Sorry.
How old
I'm
are you?
nervous.
No worries.
I just turned 40 like a month ago.
Happy
And I
birthday.
turned the dirty 30 in like 10 days, so we're right there together.
David, from the day of the release of this podcast? Yes, maybe. No,
I mean the 14th.
Yeah,
So
me
it's-
too.
so it's-
I was gonna say your
15
math is
days
bad
away.
wrong. Yeah. No, today's the 1st.
Today's the 1st?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I live my life 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday.
So, Doug,
Yeah.
tell me about life living in the dirty South, in that North Carolina.
It's very humid and very uncomfortable if you have rolls everywhere and not the yeast rolls. And it's okay though.
It's okay.
All right, tell us a little bit about your background.
My background. How far do we want to go?
I want to go way back,
brother. This is all I love. Tell me about high school, Doug.
Oh, high school. Well, I'll even go back further than that.
Yes,
Fire
I want to
away.
hear that.
Okay. Elementary school. I was until I got to
Right.
like 5th grade, right? And my people wanted a honor roll student, and I wasn't an honor roll student. So they took it upon, well, I ain't going to say this, but anyway, I ended up getting on the honor roll.
Okay.
And the next 3 years of, see, back in the day, elementary school was K-8, and then 9 to 12 was high school.
Right. There was no middle
And,
school back then.
Yeah. And so, but 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I just did not care about school whatsoever. I failed everything. But back then, I mean, they would still push you along. I was okay in science and stuff, but whatever. And high school, I was the same way. I would fail everything. Like a D would be freaking awesome for me.
Right.
I graduated, I think like 190 out of 198 people, and the only people below me were like druggies.
Now, what's the reasoning? What changed?
I just didn't care. There was nothing appealing about school.
I understand. I
But,
was very much the same way.
Yeah, and I tried to go to a community college for computer programming, but I just slipped through all the classes. I ended up wasting like 3 semesters in college doing that. And then I found a motorsports program, and that's when everything really changed. I'm more of a hands-on kind of person anyway.
Okay.
And my GPA went from like a 1.8 to a 3.7.
There you go.
Just because of I was actually doing stuff I was interested in, and I did the motorsports program, machining, welding, auto body, all that stuff, and I dropped out with 1 semester to go.
Why is that?
I'm getting like 3 degrees. It was a very dumb decision. It was because I could spend time with somebody that I ended up never meeting. Yeah, long distance relationships.
Okay.
They'll knock you in the teeth. But yeah, and I don't know. That was schooling.
So tell me about your upbringing.
Well, I was pretty much raised by my mom and my grandma.
Okay.
My dad, he was a good provider, but a shitty dad. Like every Christmas, I would have all the things that I wanted, but he wouldn't. He barely let me ride in his car. He would never give me attention. It was pretty much just me and mom, and with him paying the bills, and that I don't know. It's I don't know, and it was like that all throughout my childhood, and. And like last year, I got a phone call. My parents divorced in like 96 or 97. And of course, I ended up staying here with my mom, and he ended up moving like an hour away. And I never really saw him anymore.
Right.
Till I started losing weight the first time. And all of a sudden, he was proud of me for something, and I don't know. It was just a messed up thing. I tried to mend things. I tried to make things better with him, but he would every time we would go out to dinner or something, he would treat me like a 5-year-old. And here I am. I was like 35, 30. 36 at the time, somewhere, I don't know, I can't remember now. And he just didn't care. I mean, he cared more about getting back with my mom than he did spending any time with me.
Right.
Cause he was lonely, I guess. And
Okay. So let's jump ahead. You mentioned before the first time that you lost weight. I wanted to save this for a little while, but I think we should dive into it now. Let's talk about that. So, what was your highest weight the first time that you lost a ton of weight? Because I know that you had an extremely crazy weight loss journey before this.
Yes, it was crazy. It was very crazy. My highest weight before was right at 650.
Okay.
I remember walking into a gym, like I had had enough of myself, and sorry. And I walked into a gym and I was like, look, can I get a little bit of help here? And the lady behind the counter, she was so nice. She was like, sure, we love a challenge. Well, I was a challenge, trust me. And my first trainer, she was so sweet. She was the first person that ever prayed with me. I'll never forget her. I haven't saw her in, I don't know, forever now. But man, I could not. I could not. I could. It was. I mean, it was the workouts were easy.
Right. What did she have you doing?
I was doing some treadmill work. I was doing stairs. I was doing a lot of stairs.
And this was at 650?
Yeah.
Stairs like in the building or stairs like the machine?
Stair and in the building.
Okay.
And had me doing some squats and some arm raises and stuff like that with like some 20-pound weights or something.
Okay.
Okay.
The workouts were good. It was the eating that was still screwing me. I remember before my workout, sometimes I would go across to a place called Bojangles. I don't know if y'all have
Bojangles. Okay.
Yeah, I would go to Bojangles and I'd get like a thing of buffalo bites, and I would eat some buffalo bites and some fries right before I would go into workout.
Some would call it a pre-workout, but I mean,
yeah, protein, yeah. A little bit high on salt, that sodium there. But yeah, she was awesome though. I really do appreciate her. And then after her, she had to leave or something. She had another job lined up or something. She wanted to be a nurse, which I was like, hey, that's awesome. So then had this one trainer. They handed me off to her, and she didn't know she didn't really know what she was doing.
Gotcha.
She just printed off the Biggest Loser diet, handed it to me, and then she had me work out. And I don't know, like.
And what was the Biggest Loser diet? What'd they have you on?
Oh God, I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Gotcha. I remember.
Yeah.
When you were saying, I remember when we had this conversation a little bit. This was the process where basically you were just eating chicken and apples, right?
This was before that.
This is before that. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So
wait, how many times have you lost a massive amount of weight? 2 times or 3 times?
What define massive?
Well, I know that you've had an extremely, extremely large weight loss.
I lost like 65 pounds on the Weight Watchers.
Okay. That's awesome.
Threw all that crap back on.
Right.
Let's see. And I think the next time I tried was going to the gym. So I've had.
And then when did the chicken and apples era start?
That started whenever I actually got serious about it and I started taking people's advice.
Okay.
And now, where did the chicken and apples come from?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, how did you come up with the idea of eating just chicken and apples?
Well, I'm a very simple-minded person. I kind of did it to myself actually, because like they were having me doing like protein pancakes, it's like cottage cheese, 3 egg whites, and oatmeal.
Right.
You can make pancakes out of them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they're okay. I like them all right. It's just, I guess I was just lazy with it.
Yeah, a lot of work.
I like simplicity myself.
I'm the same way. Like this.
Yeah.
People out there that make these smorgasbord. They take like an hour to make some kind of meal that, it tastes 10% better. Like, oh yeah, it's 10% better, like taste, but it's like, well, it took so much prep. I can eat the same meal every day.
Now, if you want to make it for me, absolutely. But I'm not gonna be out here making this every. Yeah, no.
When someone makes like the homemade like oaty pancakes that are like low carb and all this kind of stuff, and they use like coconut flour, and they do all this type of stuff, and like, oh, it's great, isn't this awesome? Like, yeah, but I'm not spending 40 minutes to make breakfast.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, chicken and apples. How much did you lose by eating just chicken and apples?
Oh God. Well, every once in a while I'm throwing something else, but that was like
the base.
99% of the diet,
Yep.
I lost, I went from 650 to 334 or 338. I cannot remember.
So you lost 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That's insane. And how long did it take you on chickens and apples?
Let's see. I know I lost 177 pounds in 6 months. I lost the rest of it over the period of another year. So
a year and 6 months, you lost 300 pounds.
a year and 6 months, a year and 9 months, something like that. It was under 2 years.
That's insane.
And all at this time, I was working at a pizza restaurant.
Right.
You were working in a pizzeria doing this.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. That's a lot of willpower.
Well, one of the trainers, friends that I was working, that was at the gym. He ran a pizza place, and they knew I needed a job and something to do,
Right.
And so they actually offered me a job, and I was like, that'd be awesome. That's the first place I ever worked a 40-hour work week.
Nice.
And that's the place that got me off of food stamps.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I'll forever be grateful for them. But yeah.
And
That's
question
amazing,
for you, because I remember hearing when we first started working together, you were kind of sharing this past experience with that. So the chicken and apples, at the same time, you had a trainer of some sort, where you started creating a pretty nasty habit, if I remember. What was that like?
Yeah. What we'd be like, I started messing up. Like I would go to, like, there was a period of, I don't know, a year and a half where I didn't touch fast food. I didn't think about it. I was fine with it, except every weekend or something. Like a cheat meal to me would be like a cup of coffee from Starbucks.
Really?
Well,
okay.
Yeah. And I remember after my weigh-in every week, I would tell them, my mind felt like a pressure pot,
right,
just about to blow up pretty much, and I didn't have an outlet for it.
Right.
I had nothing that I knew that was enjoyable. I didn't know how to find joy in anything, and so after my weigh-ins, I'll go to Chick-fil-A and I would just get like a biscuit or something,
right,
and some hash browns, and I would let that be my cheat meal. Well, that turned into 2 biscuits, into a couple biscuits, and some nuggets, and it would snowball, and eventually I was eating shit for like a couple of days. And I would work myself so hard. This is why chicken and apples for success, because that was really all I was having some days. just to show, just so that I could show a result, and I could still say that I lost something, and I could still say I'm doing a good job.
I understand. Yeah,
And I was
you
killing
needed
myself.
you needed the you're doing a good job. You're doing this. You're making strides. I understand.
Yeah.
And just because I was showing a loss, I would still tell them, I messed up.
Right.
And they're like, just keep on doing what you're doing. So I kept on doing what I was doing.
Right, because they're worried about what was going on the outside and not what was going on upstairs or the inside.
Yeah.
So how many chickens and apples were you eating a day?
Oh God. Oh, my chicken was so nasty. Oh no. It brings back memories.
Wait, how do you make nasty chicken? Like baked chicken?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Grilled
chicken?
Yeah, was it burnt? Was it raw? Like, what do you mean by it was nasty?
Like, okay, I would make it a couple of days. I would make it for several days, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And
baked or grilled or pan fried?
Crock pot.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you'd think it'd be kind of juicy, but no. I mean,
you just cook the shit out of it?
You could, like, for 8 hours, and you could take it and drop it on a plate and it would bounce.
That is the one.
You weren't putting anything in there with it, right? You were just putting a piece of chicken in a crock pot?
A little bit of Mrs. Dash. That's about it.
Okay.
That's the one thing about chicken where people get it twisted is people tend to, now it's very easy to undercook it and then it gets nasty because you can get salmonella and really F your day up. But like people overcook chicken and it gets super dry and it's like, well, I hate chicken. Well, because you're overcooking it. It's like, if you make it good, it's like, it's delicious.
I love chicken. My diet is 97% chicken.
No, but what was, and this is us three just having a conversation. Obviously we're coaches to you, we're friends to you, we're everything else in between. What was your biggest learning experience from that? I'm just humbly after, like, because obviously I believe that there's no such thing as you don't make a mistake if you learn from it. And so this was a learning experience for you. And so what did you learn after this whole chicken and apples and then binging a bunch of food and then chicken and apples to lose weight again? And then what was, looking at it now, what has been a learning experience from that?
Biggest thing that's gave me is hope. That's the only thing that kept me going.
Okay.
Like, it took a whole lot longer for me to actually put the weight on again than it did for me to drop it. Just cause, like, I can safely say over the past 10 years, there has not been a single day I have not thought about my weight and my health. Thing about it is, though, it gets messed up in the whole rigmarole of self-worth and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that the best thing from previous success is just knowing that I can do it, and because I felt it,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But just mentally, though, I wasn't there.
It seemed so looking at that, like when you were doing that, when you say you mentally weren't there, it was more of just kind of like white knuckling it. You just kind of were just
the whole damn thing.
Yeah, it was just holding on for dear life. It wasn't like when you're in that first process, did it feel like what you were doing was long term, or you were just sitting there going, I'm just holding on?
I was holding on the entire time.
Now, did you think that this was going to be something sustainable that you were going to do forever?
I was hoping to eventually make a transition. Like they said, things would get easier.
Mm-hmm.
They just never did. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I totally get that. That's always goes off of my thing of just white knuckling. Like white knuckling can get you to lose hundreds of pounds. but white knuckling can't get you to sustain it because it's just, you're just every day is this massive emotional energy.
Yeah.
And if you can't find ways to deal with stress, if you can't find ways to like deal with those different things, eventually you just fall off, and it's
Absolutely
so hard to get past that. And so no, I totally get you. And like that's one of the things where I've shared it on our community calls. I've shared it from different places, such as Dean and different things where one of the things that obviously is super cool about us, in especially helping people that need to lose hundreds of pounds, is we physically have done it.
Right.
And so there is this different understanding of empathy. There is this different understanding of what someone's going through. But I will be the first one to admit, the first time I lost 200 pounds, I kept it off. So like it is something to be said of, I couldn't even imagine losing 300 plus pounds, gaining it back all on, and then looking
to do it again,
and then looking at us and being like, I got to do it again. So what's been that process for you, knowing that first community call? Because I remember you on that first community call. John and I talk about this still to this day. You jumped on that first community call, and you were, I'm going to try to recreate it. You were laying down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're like, hey man, tell us your story. Okay. I need to lose some weight.
I don't even think you had your camera on at that point.
No, I don't think you had a camera on either. No, here. Like how much? What were you? I can't tell you how much you weigh. And you wouldn't say the number. And we just kind of talked to you and said we're just kind of like, hey, we're hoping you're here next week. And you're like, okay. And then next week, you're on next week. You're on the next week. You're like, okay, he's here for 2 weeks in a row. We'll see.
It's crazy. And then you came back, and then you turn on your camera.
And then the second week you turn your camera on, and then you
My
started to.
Better than Kenny's at this time. So.
and then it kind of it just kind of built some momentum. And then first you were just doing everything by yourself.
Yeah.
And then you decided coaching was something that you were looking forward to.
Yeah, we were giving you goals to hit every week, and you were hitting them for the most part. You were doing really well.
So go back to that beginning point of you getting on the community call and everything like that. What was that process for you?
I had been a part of the little community there for a few weeks, but I was just too nervous to get on the phone calls. And so I finally did. I was like, well, look, I need friends. I need some accountability. I most definitely need accountability. That's the biggest thing. And everything else would be like a caveat. I mean, it'd be just good on top of it. And then you started y'all's coaching gig. I was like, what the hell? And man, I seriously, I love y'all's coaching. I wish you had the Wednesday meetings every freaking night. Like no crap. I mean, it's therapy. You know, like in the Monday and the coaching is pretty damn awesome.
Well, I appreciate it, but I'm really intrigued on that kind of where you're. So as you're kind of getting in this process, you decide that I need to really make this change. What when you first started just in the community call and you started making those decisions, what were those first couple? I mean, obviously we helped with like the basics, but what were those first couple decisions you made?
Well, I upped my water and I made a decision to continue coming. And I was pretty successful, I guess.
You were hitting goals. You were moving around. You were drinking your water. You know, when you first came on the community call, I personally didn't want to make anything too hard for you because I didn't want to scare you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, as soon as I met you, I was like, I really want to do everything in my power to help this person out. Reason being that I have never been, you know Gormy very well, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So me and Gormy and another friend of ours, we have this joke, and please don't take this the wrong way, but like when you get over into the number 6, it's like the point of no return, right? And I mean that in the best way. Loving, I love you to death, but it's just a joke between me and another fellow former fat person. I'm still fat. I still consider myself a fat person. Anyway, so I needed everything in my power because I've been in the upper fives and I knew that it sucked, you know, and I couldn't even imagine living my life the way that it was and adding more weight on top of that and being alone and having nobody, because I was alone at 510, 520 pounds. I have no idea what that experience was like for you, being in the 600s, being, you know, feeling trapped and alone. And I just wanted to do everything that I could to help you figure out a way to get out of that predicament. So whether that was telling you to drink a little extra water a day or move around every day or whatever, I just wanted to keep seeing your face, you know? I love you, baby. I love you. You all need to watch this podcast on video. I need you all to watch this podcast on video. Anyway, so I just wanted to do everything that I could, you know, because I'll say it straight up. I am not a health guru. I am not a bodybuilder. I am not anything wild and crazy. I'm just a guy who lost some weight, who kind of knows what the fuck he's doing. That guy over there who I hate, I can't stand him, but I still love him anyway. He knows the science bullshit. I'm just going to tell you how to fucking eat right, drink the water, and whatever. He's going to tell you to take fucking 2 teaspoons of fucking go fuck yourself and a little bit of fucking how you do it and stir it on up in a pot and whatever.
And it's science.
Great. And it's science. Me, I'm going to give you the emotional backing that you need to get through this. So the moment I met you, I was like, I need to do this. This is what I need to do. So I'm glad that you kept coming on. I never expected, I gotta be honest with you, buddy. I never expected you to take the leap of faith to join the coaching ever. I didn't. And when I found out that you had joined, I was so fucking hyped.
And actually, Doug was number one.
Yeah, number one.
Doug was the first ever.
Yeah,
and I shit you not. I remember when you signed up for coaching. John said to me, honestly, David, if we don't get another client, if we can help Doug transform his life, it was completely worth it. It was completely. That was honestly the first. It's in the text message. I gotta find the text because that was the first thing we said was like, if we don't take on it, I don't care. Like it's just being able to make a massive impact in someone's life. Like that's the most important. And you can't make more of an impact than helping you. Yeah. Doug, you just hit a big milestone within the community, within coaching, everything like that. Just share with us like what I mean, I know you hate saying it. Obviously, you've actually pretty much said it already. Your heaviest weight going into the community, and then now what you just hit. Tell us that process.
Let's see. When was let's see. I was well over 600.
Ooh,
600 pounds.
I wonder.
Mm-hmm. I haven't weighed here lately, but it like Wednesday it was like a 599.
599, and what would you say your heaviest was?
Total or whenever we started.
Total, your heaviest weight, and then going into just joining ALG community.
My heaviest weight altogether, it was like 675. In the picture I showed you, I was 675.
Okay, so 675, and you just hit 599.
Yes.
Let's fucking go. So down 80 pounds.
And I started coaching. I was like, I think I was in the 50s or something.
Yeah, I think you were in the 50s, 55.
Yeah.
So so you're down 70 pounds in the last, it's like 5 months. 5
or 6 months, something like that.
Now, see, what I love about this, I talk about it constantly, and this is one of the things, you aren't doing it the fastest, but you've been fucking consistent. And this is what I love, because then there's a little bit of balance involved, because the internet loves to glorify 190 pounds in a year, and it's just like it sets a very dangerous, unpredictable life doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. Now I think it's fantastic, but what I think is even more fantastic is seeing with someone who just loses 3 pounds a week.
Absolutely.
Boom, boom, boom. It's like clockwork
because it's sustainable.
It's been like clockwork for you. So how is?
I like my mac and cheese.
We kept your mac and cheese, brother. Isn't it crazy how you're still having some mac and cheese? You're still having some of your.
Stop touching the goddamn AirPods.
I'm having to be careful.
But no, but seriously, because the process how has this process been for you compared to the chicken apples days, losing 300 pounds there, to this time around? How do you feel emotionally? How do you feel with the plan? How has that process been for you?
I feel like I'm around people who I can actually relate to instead of just somebody putting stuff together based on math.
Okay.
I hate math, dude. I fucking hate math.
I totally get you. Oh, well, yeah. 3,500 calories is a pound. And so if we do this and the science and no, I get you.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite part of the program thus far?
Of the program?
Yeah.
Talking to y'all.
Okay, I appreciate.
And what does that do? What does that do for you? Like, honestly, like this is just us three. Think about like almost like a. Think of like this as almost like a. You get to tell us the truth about how coaching's been for you, except for it's recorded and everyone's gonna know. How is like
no pressure?
No pressure. How is speaking with us been that piece? Like, why is that beneficial for you?
Y'all do everything like mentally, emotionally. We haven't really got much into emotions, but it goes into your headspace too. The headspace stuff is important. Mine is very fragile all the time. And well, the nutrition goes into kind of the headspace too.
Right.
But I can still get my mac and cheese. So.
Do you still get your mac and cheese?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about too. Also, like, do you like this cardboard eating plan we got you on? It's not cardboard.
Okay. It's okay.
That's
okay. Give us a little example of what you're eating.
I'm eating chicken, like 12 ounces of chicken. And I'm having some vegetables with that. And I'm having some eggs and egg whites. And having some English muffins.
Yep.
For my breakfast. And I'm having chicken. And to be honest, I've had a couple apples in there too. I'm having a shit ton of cantaloupe.
I know you've been talking about your cantaloupe.
I cannot help it. And for supper,
you're not having. I mean, you're having cantaloupe, but you're not going nuts.
You're not having like 5 cantaloupes a day. Are you having 5 cantaloupes a day? You aren't.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not having 5 cantaloupes. I'm having like 10 now. So 10.
Yeah, that's
10
nothing.
20.
That's great. Honestly, that's great. It's a good source of fiber. Yeah. It's a lot of water.
And you're eating mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Point out another fucking program that's going to let you have some mac and cheese.
Well, I know. There is none.
That's too funny. Well, macros in moderation. I tweak things a little bit, but okay. What John, do you have any questions? I've been talking a lot.
No, I like it. It's a nice change of pace.
I thought you said hold on. You said at the beginning of this podcast that people don't like my voice and they DM'd you.
They don't like when you fucking ruin the intro.
You ruined the intro by not letting me speak, damn it.
All right, go take a lap. I don't know, man. Like, it's not even questions. It's just I can't express like how proud I am of you.
Much appreciated.
Absolutely. And I think it really just stems from just the relatability that I have with you. I feel like we have a lot of common ground together. I know that we haven't really touched a lot into like your background, your upbringing, your eating habits back then. Today was just more of a focus on like what you've been doing within the last 4 months, the strides that you've been making within the last 4 months. But I will tell you first and foremost that it has been an honor to watch you grow as an individual. It has been an honor to watch you learn and understand what needs to be done in order to meet your goals, because I know that you've done this before and I know that you've had a ginormous weight loss before, but I don't like the way that you did it. And I know that all three of us can say that it was a really shitty, torturous way for you to lose that weight. And like I told you from the first and second call that you were ever on, like, I'm not going to fuck David. I'm not going to leave your side throughout any of this. Like there's nothing that you can do that is going to push me away and be like, okay, I've lost hope on Doug. You bring a lot of happiness to what I envisioned ALG to be since me and David started this. And I'm just really happy to have you a part of this community. And I'm really happy that you have not given up on yourself and you let David and I just kind of like bring you down this path, you know? So thank you for just putting a lot of faith into two jabronis. And yeah, man, like just keep up the hard work. You're, like I said, you're inspiring a lot of people. You're inspiring me. No one cares about David, and
I know.
no one cares about David. No,
He's in a beach house. Like, what the hell? God.
And I just want to let you know, since I've met you, I've been trying to figure out what those shades say, and today I finally realized they're NASCAR.
Oh,
shades.
they're my NASCAR curtains.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was football and those were football fields with football helmets on it. But now I finally realize it's NASCAR. You fucking North Carolina fuck.
Since I was a kid. So.
Woogity boogity, let's go racing.
Yeah.
What Doug, I have a question and you can take it or leave it. Are you at a place where you can kind of laugh at what you used to eat? Or you're not there yet? If you're not totally cool. What?
I'm at a place where I can laugh at how I used to treat stuff.
Okay.
Like used to, I would go to McDonald's and get $30 worth of food.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And go behind the Lowe's hardware and face the wall and just eat all day long.
Okay.
I used to do the same thing in a Taco Bell parking lot. I used to sit under.
Yeah.
There was always this like.
See, I'd always eat in the car.
That had no light. Oh yeah. Well, no one left. No one left the car. You don't leave.
Wait, did you leave the car to eat, or did you just eat in the car, Doug?
Oh, I just eat in the car.
Okay. When I say look at the wall, I was feeling like you got out of the car.
No,
like
I knew exactly what he meant. He drove to a parking spot that was facing a wall, so no one could see it is windshield.
Gotcha.
I used to do the same thing, and then there was this one lamppost in the Taco Bell parking lot by my Taco Bell that was always out. The light was always out. So I used to park underneath that one, and it was facing the gate and this huge wall. I would sit there and I would eat my $35 worth of Taco Bell all by my lonesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Not really.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah. I used to get 2 grande meals at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
That'd be a good snack.
Absolutely. You ever do the 2 of the 12-pack tacos?
Yes.
That
was a Super Bowl special one year.
Oh, really?
I do remember. Yeah.
I do declare, Mr. Beauregard.
Yeah.
Dougie, do you have, if you could say 5 things? All right. Yeah. This is what I want you to do, Doug.
Uh-oh.
I want you to give 5 reasons to people listening to this podcast as to why they should consider finding coaching. It doesn't have to be ALG coaching, but finding coaching. If they're in a similar spot as you, why should they look into finding a good coach?
Well, number one, there's always room to it's good to get out of your own head and where other people can kind of examine things and just like look into your life and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the nutrition stuff is kind of mandatory. Workout stuff, we ain't really got there yet much, except steps. But
yeah, that's all you need though. That's the crazy thing. You don't have to do a bunch of crazy workouts to lose weight and live in a healthy body.
Yeah, and so y'all bring so much more than just coaching though. Y'all bring community, and that's worth millions. I mean, to somebody like me,
mm-hmm.
Y'all bring a lot of. I'll go ahead and tell you that.
Thank you.
That was the biggest thing when John and I were trying to build ALG. It had to be above us.
Yeah.
Like if it's all about us and like what we do, it's like that's not sustainable.
Yeah. Right.
That's like John has a huge ego, but not that
huge
big
ego.
Huge
ego. Biggest ego in the room.
He's got a couple nice suits. I see.
Thanks,
that
baby. Thank you, baby.
Mm.
No, but the thing is, like, when David and I created this, I never wanted it to be based on our journeys or our stories.
Truth.
Like, our journeys and our stories don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, we're just a fucking cog on the wheel.
Yeah.
And I feel like the same goes for almost everybody who's in this sphere, like in this niche. In the long scheme of things, like, your story doesn't matter. What you do to give back to people and how you can help people, that's what matters. So I appreciate you saying that. So, you know, Doug, the way that we like to end the podcast, is we like to ask a series of questions. So I have 2 questions for you.
I got one.
First,
I'm adding one too.
all right, good. So that'll make the 3. First question: if you could go back in time to Doug, who was too nervous to get on the first ALG community call, what would you tell him?
Get the hell on there. Seriously? I mean, come on. They're not going to buy it. Too hard anyway. I don't know.
2. Now, there's this one I think is very interesting. If you go back in time and you could talk to yourself who was white knuckling, eating nothing but chicken and apples every single day, what would you tell him?
Oh, man. Find something you enjoy other than just being miserable every day. Yeah.
Okay. David, extra question.
So this is going on the internet forever. And this is a really cool opportunity because as you and I and we all know, life isn't sunshine and rainbows every freaking day. And there are days and unicorns, and there are days when you just don't want to get your 1,000 steps in. You just want to eat your face off. You just want to sit and watch Netflix all day. There are days where you just don't feel like doing the right thing. Okay. I want you to speak to yourself for the next minute and psych yourself up, because if you have those days, you can go back to this podcast, go to the end and look at yourself, psyching yourself up. Go.
Oh, wow. There's people in the hospital that would kill for the opportunity to move their legs and arms and to breathe without machines. Golly, this is difficult.
What would you need to hear? You know yourself more than anybody.
Yeah.
So what are the things that you
need to hear?
What do you need to hear?
Get your ass up and do something. I mean, you can choose the heart. You can choose the pain that you want to be in. You can either just stay there or get up and hurt. And sometimes, well, you know, you do want to just sit. Well, anyway, I don't know. I'm getting messed up here.
You're good.
You're fine. You're good. You're good.
It's a learning curve. Like, again, like figuring these are things that as you start going in this process, you'll find what psychs you up more. You find out what drives you. And as you kind of do this more and more, this is something that's fun, where it's like you start figuring out what is the unique thing about you that gets you moving. And everyone's a little different. That's why the same motivation that works for David Goggins is not the same thing that works for John. It's not the same things like the David Goggins approach. Like, I'm sorry, David Goggins is not something that vibes with me. That's not, but there's some people out there, they need the David Goggins approach to get their life in order. That's sweet. And some people need like a Tony Robbins kind of vibe. And some people need like a Mother Teresa type of vibe. John Arpino kind of vibe. No one needs a David Roden kind of vibe. No one, not at all.
No one pays for that. Nope.
No one pays for that.
Absolutely.
No one wants to see that. But again, that you start, that's what's so fun about this process. You start figuring it out, and just being more well thought and versed on like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I keep myself moving? And it's a process. It's a learning curve.
And I'll never be independent unless I do move.
Right.
Like,
This is I fucking love you just said that. This is what I talk about constantly. External versus internal motivation. External is fantastic. Getting a coach is a great catalyst. Yeah. Having whatever is a great, having friends and family around you to kind of push you can take you a certain distance. But the only way you sustain is through building that inner guidance system, building that inner motivation, that inner accountability. That's what sustains you.
Yeah. And I mean, you can start with pain as a motivational factor, but at the same time, there's going to be a place where the pain subsides.
Yep.
Then what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
This is like everything I talk about. I love it.
Well, I give John credit for it anyway.
There's the last right hook. Just David's out, not knocked out. Hold on.
I fucking love you. I fucking love you. Oh, good. Oh God. Oh, Dougie, I love you, man. David, I really appreciate you letting me and every person that we bring on here break your balls for the last over a year. I really appreciate that. That takes a lot of gut, you know, like that takes a lot of grit, that takes limitless talent, that takes execution, that takes hustle.
Only people watching this on YouTube will understand what that means.
Yeah.
By the way, before we started this podcast, John and Doug were completely roasting me on my background.
You know, kids, one day you could be anything you want to be if you just hustle, execute.
Talent means nothing without hard work. I'm trying to read it backwards and upside down. Grit makes I can't. Hold on.
Can you read them all in a Dutch girl accent?
Grit, made up of hustle, hard work, and passion and perseverance. Talent means nothing without hard work. Execution, stop talking, put in the work. Hustle, hustle, the most important word ever. Limitless, infinite possibilities to those who believe.
That was really good. You sounded like that YouTube kid. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
I'll send you one of his videos later. I don't even watch YouTube. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, if you've made it through this podcast, we really appreciate you. Doug, if people want to support your journey, which I really feel like they should, where can they follow you on Instagram?
Instagram, I'm on Dougie Does Fat Loss. At Dougie Does Fat Loss.
Dougie Does Fat Loss. Excelente.
Because that's what I do.
You does the fat loss. That's what you do, baby. That's what you do. Love you. Thank you for being on today. Thank you for Doug. Seriously, thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone. I know that this took a lot for you.
I'm
so
still
thank
nervous.
you for being here today. Don't be nervous, bro. It's just us.
How do you feel you did?
I don't know.
I think you did
great.
I don't
know.
I think you did great.
I did okay.
I think you did really good.
Oh, there's his line. We're gonna get an ALG shirt. Some say it says, "I'm okay," but I don't know how do you say okay? It's like OKHAA.
It's OHKAAY.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. If it's okay with both of you now, I'm gonna do my spiel to end this thing. Is that
But
cool?
I'm gonna cut you off about
probably
last 5
like
seconds.
7 times. All right. And this is why no one cares. All right, ready? So you can follow Dougie at Dougie Does Fat Loss on Instagram. You can follow me at JARPS Journey. That's JARPS_Journey. You can follow him at fit_DRock. And you can follow the Accountable Life Group at Accountable Life Group on Instagram. If you want to be a part of the community call each and every single Wednesday night, you can go on to accountable-lifegroup.com and click on the events page so you can jump right on in via Zoom. If you're looking to join ALG coaching, we have one-on-one and group coaching. Dougie's involved in the group coaching, and he absolutely loves it. You can go on to ALGcoaching.com. The Accountable Life Journal is available right now on Amazon. And if you want to support the podcast, you can save 20% off your Redcon order by going to redcon.com, redcon1.com, and using promo code T20JARPS. That's T20JARPS. And that way you can have unlimited power and you get this cool t-shirt. All right, that's it. David's going so hard. He wants to interrupt so bad. Look at him. He looks like he's constipated.
Jarps.
We're done.
Toodles.
Okay, stay beautiful, stay sexy, stay accountable. Bye.
Toodles.